Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Golden State Warrior Fan Room, presented by yours truly, myself, Jeremy. You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at R2R30111. And my guy Justin here, he's a regular at this point, so you can follow him on X at the Package JG. And yeah, man, today we'll be diving into the Jimmy Butler trade as well as a few other topics. But before we get into anything, man, how you doing this good Saturday?
Doing pretty good. Um, can't complain. Everything's all good. We got something to look forward to with the team, or something to be happy about right now. So, I'm in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I agree. But before I dive into the Jimmy Butler trade, this was by far the most craziest trade deadline of all time. And I promise you, it is not even close. I think what it was, man, that due to the new CBA, a lot of teams acted now than in the offseason. Because, being honest here, the trade deadline is a lot of teams offseason now. Because you see a lot of teams like the Phoenix Suns, they don't have a ton of money. So the only way for them to get better is to make trades or whatnot. You seen Kevin Durant, those trade rumors or whatever. And as well as it all started with the Luca trade. That kind of set the tone for the whole trade deadline. Like for sure the most shocking trade in the NBA. So yeah, with that going down, and then obviously Jimmy Butler coming to us. You seen Brandon Ingram go to the Raptors. There was a lot of stars being moved. I think it was a record for like most All Stars being moved at the deadline. So that can kind of tell you a lot right there. But nonetheless, man, for sure the most craziest trade deadline of all time. But for our Warriors, man, they went out there and they got a I think what 5-time All Star and Jimmy Butler. What was your initial thoughts when you heard the trade go down?
Mhm. Finally, we knew it was something that was coming. Um, people was talking about Jimmy for a while.
Hmm.
There was rumblings about KD. Once we saw that kind of
Yes.
die down and we saw him shoot that down, it was like, okay, we gotta get something. It sounded a lot like Jimmy was going to Phoenix at one point.
Yeah, it did.
So, I was just hoping like we didn't strike out again.
Hmm.
And then once we got it done, it was just more so like, okay, what do we send out? And I was okay with what we sent out. All praise to the effort that Andrew gave us for his tenure here. Was it 5 years or about 4.5 or something like
Yeah,
that?
6 years.
6 years. So you know, great warrior. He's always going to be a warrior, especially considering how he contributed to the championship that they got in 2022. So it was
Yeah.
sad to see him go, but we're just happy that we just got something different, and a major influx in talent in Jimmy and experience. And he's been to the top of the mountain. He ain't got over the hump yet, but hopefully he does it with Golden State. So that was kind of my first reaction, just like, dang, Wiggs got to go. But it was also like, yeah, we finally got another star, right?
Yeah,
Next
a
to
legitimate second option.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man, you hit on the head, Wiggs, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was like, dang, I did not really want to see him go. I mean, Wiggins has really grown up to me. Like, I can literally say I watched Wiggs turn his career around. Like, he didn't just get the nickname two-way Wiggs for no reason. Like, he's literally a two-way player. He gets it done on both ends. He can guard multiple positions while providing 17 plus points a night. And yeah, man, he was key for us in that 2022 run. He was during the finals. He had Tatum in handcuffs. He was rebounding. He was huge, and for sure going to miss Wiggs. I mean, he's forever stamped in the Bay. We definitely don't win a championship without his defense and his offense. Yeah, so he'll for sure be missing. Then Wiggins, he's just one of those type of players. Like it doesn't take a lot to satisfy him. Like he's still going to go out there and get the job done. So yeah, for sure going to miss him. And then we also sent out slow mo Dennis Schroeder in the first round pick to get Jimmy. With Kyle Anderson, for sure going to miss him because I feel like he didn't just get his fair chance to just play. He
Hmm.
wasn't really getting the minutes I feel like he kind of deserved. Because I'm being honest, like if we were going small, I feel like he would have been the perfect center. I mean, you seen the way he guarded Jokic in last year playoffs. He did one hell of a job, better than Rudy Gobert. So definitely going to miss a guy like Slow Mo, 6'9", can guard multiple position, high IQ dude. He was even shooting the ball pretty good this season. So for sure going to miss him. And then with Dennis, like although he did struggle, I even tweeted about this. I for sure missed on that. I thought that he was going to be a great fit. I was completely wrong. He did not shoot the ball particularly well. Had a lot of questionable plays he was making and whatnot. But I will say this, like he did take the load off Steph in terms of like another ball handler or whatnot. And
Mhm.
he was pretty solid on the defensive end as well. So I will get that to him. And yeah, we gave up a pick. So that was the package to get Jimmy. Eternally, I will say, like, I think it was the right trade to make. Cause like you hit it for all the right reasons. Like this gives Steph a legitimate second option. Like teams know about Jimmy Butler. You know, we've seen what he done for the Warriors in just 4 games. You can just tell that this team has a different swagger now that he's on the team. So I feel like it was definitely the right move to make. And then also it's the last ride. Like there's no sense of just keep trying to make marginal moves. It's just not going to work. So they went out there and got, a big guy in Jimmy Butler. So yeah, I think the trade ultimately play off in the long run. Definitely hate to see Wiggs go, but I felt like it was the right move to make. Uh,
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, last ride. So I was less concerned about the financials. I was less concerned about,
yeah,
the outcome in 5 years from now. Like I don't really care about that type of stuff.
yeah, you should.
When we'll get there when we get there, and we'll have different conversations about, other things after that. But I think you owe it to Steph in particular to give him a fighter's chance at least
Hmm.
in the twilight of his prime, in the twilight of his career. We don't know how many more years he got left, and we don't want to see him wasted. And his season ends in April every season for the rest of his career. So like we want to see him, at least have a chance to get into the playoffs and make some noise. And you never know, like if they, you know, strike lightning strikes and they can get a roster that can compete at the highest level. I wouldn't bet
Hmm.
against, Steph and Jimmy and Draymond kind of putting it together for one or two last deep runs and maybe coming out with a championship. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, man. I mean, and we're being honest here, Justin. Like, look at those top three teams in the Western Conference. You got the Thunder, Houston, Memphis. Young
Mm,
teams. They don't have a lot of experience in the playoffs. You could probably get a team like the Warriors. I mean, hey, they may be able to do something. And then also,
mm,
like you hit on the head, like I don't want to see Steph go out the way Kobe did. Like Kobe didn't go out competing, at a high level that I'm sure he wanted to. I don't want
mm.
Steph to go out like that, but I will give Mike Dunleavy a lot of credit, man. He has been, putting in the work to go out there and get a star. Go back to this past offseason, try to get a lot of marketing. Paul George, none of it worked. They even said that he even called about LeBron even last year's trade deadline. So he was definitely trying. He finally went out there and got a start. I mean, even Kevin Durant was this close to coming back to Golden State
Yeah.
until he told I think it was either his agent or something like that he didn't want to come back. So I gotta give Mike a lot of credit for pretty much pulling the trigger and say, hey man, this is the last run, so let's make the best of it for sure. So yeah, now that we got Jimmy, there's a pathway for us to get to that 6 seed. Although I will say this, a lot of things is going to have to play in our favor.
Hmm.
Teams losing, different things like that. But we have the seventh easiest schedule after the trade deadline. Do you think that we can get to the 6 seed or potentially the 7 or 8 seed?
Um, we can definitely climb up. The teams ahead are all quality teams, but like you said, strength of schedule plays a part. Injuries play a part as well. You look at the Clippers right now; they're sixth. They got 31 wins. Well, you should really look at their losses. They got 23 losses. We got 27. So you
Hmm.
got to outpace them by 4 wins, at least
Hmm.
to probably take their spot.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible, right? They got two bona fide stars right now. Draymond's a really high level player. Moody's kind of coming into his own recently. Pods came back from injury and he's been
Mhm.
playing really, really well. So if they can build some momentum, ride these wins that they've gotten, and like kind of take care of business with the strength of schedule that they got, they can definitely climb up. It's just a matter of the other teams having a little less luck. So it's a possibility. I think they probably got to get somewhere close to 48, 49 wins, which
Mhm.
is a really, really high win percentage to close
It
out the
is.
season. They like,
It
I
is.
mean, they probably got to lose a maximum of like 6 more games
Hmm. Yeah.
total for the rest of the year to get up close to near 50 wins, 5 or 6 games. So that's going to be tough to do.
Hmm.
You hope that All-Star break kind of re-energizes the older guys and kind of gives them some legs for that last run going into the end of the season, so they can kind of really go full throttle and start like winning a lot of games because they don't got a lot of margin for error.
Yeah, see, that's my thing too, Justin. Like, it's like, okay, if they like all locked in on getting this sixth seed, I wonder how much would that pay a toll on their body if they do get into the playoffs in the first round.
Mhm.
Because you're locked in. Steph Dre, and Jimmy going to be playing back to backs. I'm assuming, and they're up in age now. So I wonder, like, if they were to get into like a first round matchup, would they be exhausted due to the fact of them having to go crazy in the second half of the season just to make the playoffs? That
Mhm.
would probably be my only concern. Although I do feel like they still should, try to go out there and get it done.
Yeah, that's a reasonable concern, but you got to kind of play all the other scenarios, right? When you look at it, if they, I think worst case scenario is they go all out, they're exhausted, and they're still in the play, and now they only got one game,
Hmm.
right? It's kind of what we saw with the Kings last year. Whereas if you go all out and you get the 6 seed, you got 7 games, right? So you can maybe, I wouldn't say toss a game, but you got 6 other games to kind of make up for that
Right.
exhaustion that you may be feeling, where it's one and
Exactly.
done in the play in.
Right.
So I do think going all out and still being in the play in would be the worst case scenario. And then secondly, like if you drop a couple games and you're not in the play in, it might make a little bit. I wouldn't say make more sense to like tank, but
Mhm.
so if you look at those three scenarios, and I don't think do we even have our pick this year? I think we gave it to Miami, but
Yeah, we traded to Miami. Yeah.
yeah, so that's second worst scenario right there, where you don't even get a chance to be in the play in and you don't have your lottery pick. That would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah.
So if them going all out and being exhausted and still getting that 6 seed is a possibility, I think that's their best case scenario right now. So
Yeah, we definitely was supposed to win that game this past Wednesday. Shout out to refs for that. They
yeah,
didn't
with
allow us
Dallas.
to get that win, but we would have went 4-0 going to this break. But nonetheless, I'm pretty confident in the team. Like, I think that they can come out of this stretch. Like you say, losing. I'm gonna say maybe 7, because I think when Kaminga come back, he can be a game change for this team. Speaking
Definitely.
of Kaminga, do you think that he'll be a better fit in the start lineup off the bench?
Um, I think he would be a better fit. That's tough. That's a tough question. But I would say for the team, it would probably make more sense to bring him off the bench now, just because he's been out for an extended period of time. For one, for two, you
Hmm.
probably want to mix in the middle of the game lineups where he plays with Jimmy and Draymond at the same time, rather than starting the game out like that, because you just don't know what you're going to get yet. And I also think from a wear and tear perspective, you probably don't want Draymond starting and playing a ton of minutes at the five just
No,
yet. So I
no.
think either Post or TJD or something should probably be starting at the five. Probably Post for now because TJD just hasn't had a great season and he's been kind of like in and out with injuries and stuff. So I would definitely bring JK off the bench to start. And then, we'll see how it goes once they work them in together and see how him and Jimmy look next to each other, especially with Draymond and the spacing issues. If it really turns into something that's problematic, probably got to, figure out different ways to kind of incorporate them guys. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think him coming off the bench would be pretty good because he would be getting like starter level minutes. For sure, going to
Mhm.
be getting like 32 minutes a night. I mean, you seen Moody minutes went up, so I mean, it's going to have to be like a team effort going POA because Wiggins got traded. You can't rely on Jimmy to go out there and go out there post team best player, not at this stage of his career. While you're
Mhm.
also asking him to produce 20 or more points per game. Although he is getting paid top dollars, but he's up in age now, so it's fair. So between Moody, Paz, and Kaminga, and even GP2, it's just going to have to be a team effort. So yeah, I can't wait to get Kaminga back. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Lastly, man, so with the buyout market, we seen Ben Simmons get bought out. He signed with the Clippers last Saturday, and you see a lot of veteran players get traded to like tanking teams. You seen Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton get traded to the Wizards. Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown got traded to the Pelicans. So currently constructed, like, do you see any names out there that draw your attention? for the Warriors to go out there and sign. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I seen a report that they're supposed to be signing Kevin Knox to like a 10-day contract or something like that.
I think he got a contract. I could be wrong about that,
Okay.
but I think he's like actually on the. Let me double check that. But as far as buyout candidates, I'm not sure if Olenek's getting bought out. Is I don't know. I haven't seen any news on that, but
Yeah,
he would be.
I don't think he get bought out. I don't think
Yeah,
he is.
if he's not, it's tough. Maybe like Mo Bamba. They just need like
Oh
they
yeah,
need front
Mo.
court depth
Mo.
for sure. They need front court players that can stretch the floor. We see just how good. I mean, Quentin Post has been really good, right?
Yeah, he's been really
He's
good. Yeah.
definitely been more than just a placeholder player, but like a guy with his skill set, you can see how much it helps the team, helps Steph in particular. You can pull a rim protector or somebody away from the rim,
Hmm.
and it definitely helps guys like Kaminga, Jimmy, Draymond, who aren't spacers themselves. So any front court player that can reasonably play like some level of rim protective defense
Hmm.
and stretch the floor on offense will be really, really helpful for them. And it's just another body they can go to just in case, Quentin Post isn't having a great game or Trace or Loon isn't having a great game because those guys are, I won't say inconsistent, but they're not at the level at this point where they can be super relied upon night in and night out to always produce, right? They have their moments, but they're not night in and night out players just yet or at this point in their careers. So more options is probably better at the center spot. So I would probably take a look at Mo Bamba out of everybody that was listed, or maybe like another point of attack guy that can shoot
Hmm.
or something like that.
Yeah. I wanted them to get Torrey Craig, but he ended up going to Boston, so
Mhm.
that was a pretty good pickup for them. But yeah, man, I wouldn't be against signing somebody like Mo Bamba. He's a rim protector, he can shoot the ball. So yeah, but I will say this: like the Brooklyn Nets kind of surprised me when they bought out Ben Simmons' contract. 'Cause that was a lot of money, $40 million, and he was going to be a free agent anyway. So when I seen that, I was like, maybe Chris Middleton or Marcus Smart does get bought out, but I highly doubt it. So. Yeah, but I would say like I wouldn't be against getting another point guard either because I think Steve Kerr said that he envisioned Brandon Pajemski being the starting shooting guard moving forward because Moses, I mean not Moses, Buddy, he's been kind of struggling on the defensive end, man. So I think
Mhm.
if you start pods, it wouldn't hurt to go out there and get a veteran, point guard just to, buy Steph some time to get rest and whatnot. So yeah,
That's a good point. It's definitely a good point.
yeah, like a
I
veteran point guard or something.
hmm Yeah, just another ball handler. Because they definitely need just guys that can like set up the offense, play a little bit of defense on the perimeter,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, kind of take Pods off the ball a little bit because he's definitely better
Off the
attacking
ball for
off
sure.
off the
He
ball. Yeah,
is. Yeah. You seen
kind
that
of.
with Dennis.
Hmm
Yeah, you seen that. And ever since we got Dennis Paz has been much better. But I would have loved to get somebody like Markel Fultz, but he ended up signing with the Kings, so you know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what it for sure.
Markel, I've been kind of like having my eye on Markel for like the last couple off seasons as an
Mhm.
option for a trade. Obviously he's a free agent now. I mean, he was a free agent, but kind of envision him in like Sean Livingston
Yeah,
type
six
of
seven.
capacity,
Mm-hmm.
uh, big guard. But yeah, Sacramento got him.
Yeah, it's definitely some options out there. There's a lot of veteran point guards out there, but we'll see which route. I mean, they went out there and got Kevin Knox, 6'9", long arms. He's been balling in the G League, so
Mhm.
I think he'll be a pretty good fit for this team for sure. But
Yeah, I agree. Just lengthy guy, athletic. He's
mhm.
still pretty young. Um,
Oh yes,
Yeah, it is a 10-day contract. I'm looking at his 10-day, but he's like 25 years old, so you never know. Maybe he can find a way to stick in the league this time.
maybe he can revive his career with Golden State. Which, by the way, we are an organization known for doing that. I mean, look at GP two.
Mhm,
He was
mhm.
essentially on his way out the league. He was in the G League until we called him up, and the rest is history. So if Kevin Knox, come in with the right mentality, I'm pretty sure he'll be a good fit. And then we like to go small, so if he can rebound the ball at an efficient level, then hey, he may be on to something. So yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, we dive into everything. We'll see how these Warriors look post All Star break. And the All Star events are in San Francisco. They did the Rising Star game last night, so Buddy Hill will be competing in the 3-point contest later on tonight, and then tomorrow Steph in the All Star game. So it should be interesting for sure. Oh, as
Mm,
well as Draymond and Moody during
yeah,
the skills
yeah,
challenge. So that's interesting. Not gonna lie, that definitely caught me off guard when I seen
yeah,
the both of them participating in that. Especially Draymond to be exact. I didn't think he was interested in nothing like that.
yeah. I think they're doing it because it's in the Bay.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
Would have been nice for Jimmy to be an all-star, but he didn't play enough games to qualify. So
right,
yeah.
right.
But
Next year, you'll get it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Warriors fan, we gonna show some love to him. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it on this episode, man. Make sure you guys follow my guy Justin at the Package AG and myself at R2R30111. We'll probably link up again before the Warriors hopefully make the playoffs to, break down what the potential matchups is or whatever. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. And with that being said, we out. Peace.